at 2-0. Why do you think the team struggled so much to create more chances for a third goal that really would have?
Well, I think talking about creating chances, I think we created one or two more than Guatemala. The problem that you are affected for the noise of the atmosphere of the pitch is a problem. Every time that Guatemala took the ball was a lot of noise, and that provoked that is happening something important. But on the end, if you see the chances, our chances, we create more chances, big chances. That is a thing that sometimes is difficult to change that perception or that feeling, but the reality is completely different than the perception that we can get. And then today, I need to tell you that it was like to play in Guatemala, in Tegucigalpa, because unbelievable, the fans of Guatemala. I need to say, wow, unbelievable, because it was like not to play there in your country. And that was good for our player, because it was an atmosphere that we didn't expect and happened. And every time, I think the fans gave to you, to Guatemala, and an unbelievable energy. That is football. That is football. That is football. When we say the connection in between the fans and the team, that is the connection that we like to see in the World Cup. That connection that make you fly. I saw players of the Guatemala crying. I said, you are in the good way. I said, congratulations, because you are in the good way. That is the way that we need to feel. And our fans need to feel the same. It's not to come here to enjoy of the spectacle. And if you lose, nothing happen. Yes, happen a lot. Things happen, because you play for your pride. You play for many, many things that I think I cannot tell you tonight. But I think it's good for our player. Because when we talk about culture, that is culture. To see your team, how fight, how come here, and how the fans behave. That is an important thing that we need to learn here in this country. But I am nothing to tell, that we need to do this or that. Only that sometimes, we talk about culture, about this, about that, but I came from Argentina, and in Argentina, it's not the same win or lose. The consequences are massive.
That's what we need in this country, but I'm not here to tell anybody what we need in this country. Sounds like old boy's talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Well, but the other thing that I thought was impressive, that Guatemala would have that much support in Honduras.
Yeah, Tegucigalpa is not in Guatemala, is it? I don't know. Should we check that?
That would be impressive if they had that much support there.
Boys, you guys were in the stadium. Is he overstating kind of what you guys saw in St. Louis tonight? Did it have that much of an impact? And are there some shots fired, maybe worked in against the American fan base and what Pochettino's saying?
Stupid Americans. I'm so glad he's here to show everybody how it's supposed to be played and enjoyed and appreciated. Those are American citizens, the majority of those Guatemalans who were at that stadium. That's what Mauricio Pochettino fails to understand. Mauricio Pochettino is not here to give us a lesson on footballing culture and what the consequences are if things don't go well in Argentina. No, you're here to take this team to the next level. If you don't like what you see out of this team that you picked, where 15 out of the 26 players are from Major League Soccer, and where over 20 European players aren't here, that is on you. And if you are all of a sudden surprised that there is massive support for different countries within this country, I don't know what to tell you.
You should have done your homework, is what you should have done.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I, for one, and I know, Case, you feel the same way, and Jose, I, for one, have been very impressed with what I've seen from Guatemala off the field. On the field is very commendable. Luis Fernando Tena is going to have a massive say, and we're going to give him all his flowers and what he's been able to do and how he's been able to transform a program that was in the dumps, a program that was literally filled with corruption and was in a generational change, and where they are today, and possibly on the cusp of a World Cup, their first World Cup in their history. It's great. But their fan base and what they've been able to achieve and do in this Gold Cup, and how they've been able to show out, if it was a final between Mexico and Guatemala, I couldn't sit here in good faith and tell you that it would be majority Mexican fan base. That's how good the Guatemalan fan base has been. So tonight, if I told you it was 90% Guatemalan fan base, 10% U.S. men's national team, I think I'm being generous to the U.S. men's national team fan base.
Yeah, when we got to the game,